Welcome to Humane.
This is the Humane AI Pin. It's a standalone device and software platform built from the ground up for AI. It comes in 3 colorways, got Eclipse, Lunar, and Equinox. There's 2 pieces, a computer and a battery booster. Now the battery booster powers a smaller battery inside the main computer, and this is how we achieve our all-day battery life.
So if you ever exhaust the booster, you just reach into your pocket or bag and hot swap it. This is a perpetual power system that allows you to use your AI pin for as long as you want.
There are no wake words, so it's not always listening or always recording. In fact, it doesn't do anything until you engage with it. And your engagement comes through your voice, touch, gesture, or the laser ink display.
It also comes with its own connectivity built right in, our own Humane network, connected by T-Mobile.
The moai stand on huge ceremonial platforms called ahu, built from pebbles and basalt slabs. But buried deep within many of them, investigators have unearthed macabre clues to the makers of the moai. Mysterious chambers filled with human bones. At one ahu, archaeologists uncovered the remains of over 100 individuals. Almost every skeleton had a deformed kneecap. This suggests they were probably all related. Why are so many members of the same family buried below the statues? And can this reveal the reason they were built?
What? 15%. And scientists have no idea where it came from. What they do believe is that if you have that, you may have been evolved from a different kind of species on this planet. Now, was that species put here, genetically altered, or was it just a natural formation of the planet in its evolutionary stage? Who knows? But the fact is that Rh-negative people, and again, there's 15% of them on this planet, may have come from outside sources.
Could the Rh-negative blood type offer evidence of a vastly different pre-human evolution than what we are led to believe in our history books? Might it offer indisputable proof of extraterrestrial intervention in the remote past? 85% of humans in the world are Rh positive and have no issues receiving blood from positive or negative donors. But for the Rh negative population, receiving Rh positive blood may be fatal, as the body will try to destroy the foreign antigens. And for women that are Rh negative, mating with an Rh positive partner could be detrimental to the fetus.
Best friend, I just read A Letter to America. Have you read that shit? If you haven't read it yet, I think if you go on the internet, it's not there because the U.S. government is trying to remove it because they don't want us to see the letter to America. Why don't they want us to see A Letter to America? A Letter to America is a letter to America written by Osama bin Laden, basically explaining why he attacked on 9/11. Now, don't jump me. I know 9/11 can be quite triggering, but let's ask the question that Osama bin Laden asked America. Why did they attack on September 11th? And Osama was kind of chewing the girls up a little bit. He was kind of spitting. Osama bin Laden basically said in a nutshell, not only do you keep fucking with us, but you keep fucking with everybody. You're dropping bombs on people and it's fine, but when we do it, we're terrorists. And I'm not here to defend anybody, but I am here to say we gotta do some fucking algebra here. If we're gonna call Osama bin Laden terrorist, so is the American government.
So this is a really good example of narrative control and censorship. So here on TikTok, the letter that Osama bin Laden wrote, I think it was in 2002, to the people of America, talking about the hypocrisy of the American government and certain Americans, started going viral. Not because people were necessarily agreeing with Osama bin Laden's actions or his moral clarity, but rather because the letter offered perspective, again, into the hypocrisy of America, the hypocrisy of settler colonial nations, so on and so forth, and just kind of like discussing the atrocities that people in the Middle East have faced at the hands of settler colonial nations and militaries. So again, people are reading this letter, and the Guardian decided to take it down, right? Like, people on TikTok are talking about the letter, reading it, having discourse about the issues with, places like the United States, and they're afraid of people having information, and so they decided to take the letter down. Now, it is available other places, but this is a really good example of like why a population stays in the dark, and how power brokers get to maintain power by not even allowing people to consider the things that are happening around them and having true conversations.
You've read A Letter to America, you're probably waking up, you probably have a lot of questions, welcome to the club. But we don't have a lot of time to sit and talk about everything because there's still so many puzzle pieces that we just do not know about. And I have 3 movie recommendations that I think will help you kind of piece together this puzzle. Obviously, I recommend you do your research on history, what's happening globally, but also it's really, really, really important at this moment that we understand what's happening to our psyche as Americans and how we've been manipulated over time. So these 3 movies will explain it perfectly. Obviously, don't agree with everything they're saying in these movies, but they present a lot of information that, just like A Letter to America, you're gonna watch these and be like, why did I not know about this sooner? All these are on YouTube. Out of Shadows is a little bit hard to find, so I'll leave a link to it in the comments. They're each like an hour long. Just put them on in the background as you like cook or work or whatever, and get back to me once you watch them.
The way that terrorism is depicted, from different Western nations is that like people just wake up one day, hate you, and want you dead. That's how they depict. They're like, the reason that they want to fight us is because we're great, they're not great, they want to sit with us and they can't sit with us. Like, that's essentially how they sell terrorism. And I see a lot of people online are coming across the letter to America that Osama bin Laden wrote, detailing, not just saying, this is what I feel. No, detailing the reasons in which, why he felt the way he felt about America and why he was doing the things that he was doing. Because he wasn't always doing that. The United States used to support Osama bin Laden and his militia when he was fighting in Afghanistan against the Soviet Union. When it was in our interest and he was fighting against the Soviet Union, who was trying to take over Afghanistan, and he wasn't having it, because Osama bin Laden and his family, they're like billionaires. So he ain't never had that's why it took us so long to find him, because he got so much money. He had all the time in the world to and the money and resources to hide himself. And like I said, he was in Afghanistan fighting the Soviet Union because they were trying to take over Afghanistan, and eventually he pushed them out. He had all resources from himself, and he also had resources from the West, including the United States, and they were fine with that. But he's not even from Afghanistan. So it's so funny to me that, even when 9/11 happened, we went and invaded Afghanistan. Like, he ain't even from Afghanistan. So anyway, this is all Saudi Arabia's fault, but that's a whole nother video. But at the end of the day, he goes back. Saddam Hussein is, trying to take over Kuwait. He's telling the Saudi government, he's like, look, y'all need to stop fucking with the United States. Y'all need to stop fucking with the West. I know y'all making a lot of money, but and I made a lot of money too. Me and my family made a lot of money, but clearly they're Satan. And at the end of the day, they don't have no moral compass, especially nowhere near a moral compass when it comes, not to say that he had the best moral compass, but I'm just saying, he's like, these people are willing to commit genocide. And it wasn't until he was trying to fight Saddam Hussein for the Saudi government and say, hey, we don't want them to take over Kuwait. I'll go fight them. And they're like, no, he got 2 million fighters. Your militia is no match for him. You're going to lose. And then what we're going to be. So the United States was like, yo, let me get involved. I'll go. And they OD'd. The Saudi government let them do that, and they OD'd, okay? They killed over 3 million civilians. Not not 3 million people in the army. No. 3 million civilians. And it completely radicalized the way Osama bin Laden looked at the United States. And because he had resources and money, he started carrying out these attacks on individuals that were in the region that were U.S. soldiers, Americans just in general, because he's like, okay, no one's getting the point. Let me get the point across to you. You're going to stop killing my people. Okay? At the end of the day. And yeah, and so he really, led up to the situation on 9/11, which I think we exacerbated. I don't think the whole thing, everything, like the Pentagon, I don't think that was him. But those Twin Towers, he did that, right? He admitted to it. And he's like, you guys need to know the devastation that you inflict upon other people. Other people, their civilian everyday lives, bombs are dropping past their houses, and your people, because of the strategic military position that the United States is in, y'all don't have to deal with none of that. Ever. And y'all should feel some type of way. And I'm not saying that that's the morally correct answer. But I'm just saying that we are starting to look at the moral decisions or the decisions of people that we deem as terrorists and look at ourselves as well and switch our shoes. Step into the shoes of a Palestinian. Step into the shoes of any number of oppressed people and ask yourself, what is terror and who is a terrorist? And I can see now that as I see this going around, it shows you also that we were indoctrinated in America. Because I guarantee you 99% of America didn't know anything about Osama bin Laden except for what the American government told us. And and that is how it works, right? Limit the information that you can actually have access to. Make sure that you're perpetuating the same rhetoric over and over and over again until people believe that's exactly what's going on and why we had to do that. You know why we went and invaded Afghanistan first? Because he fled to Afghanistan. So we were killing people in Afghanistan because they wouldn't give him up. But why wouldn't they give him up? Why wouldn't the Afghani people give Osama bin Laden up? Not just because they didn't like the West. This man helped them keep their liberation and their sovereignty when they were fighting against the Russians and the Soviet Union. So it's like, yes, I understand what you're asking me, but I can't give you what you're asking of me because this person has fought for me. This person, although a terrorist to you, is a liberation fighter for me. And so I'm really glad that the scope is really starting to change and people are starting to see things for what they are and putting on the glasses and see things for what they are and not what they want you to think they should be.
Our oppressors teach us inverse of truths about reality and everything. As a truth seeker, research the opposite of what they teach you.
Don't you understand that? Understand, folks, that as things are going now, you are being given decision-making time. You can waste your time with politics. You can waste your time with soap operas. You can waste your time worrying when they're coming from you, or you can begin to act ahead of time and bring in the very forces that can change all of this, give you the politicians you want, if you want politics, give you the body you want to stand against the radiation if you want it, give you the mental ability to fight some of the sublimation that they're constantly beaming at you, and they're bringing back, and you know this, all of the old magic once more. You see, magic is only misunderstood science. They're bringing back the very things that can help you to stand up against a tyrant. Not with machine guns. They make them better than you ever could and mask them better than you ever could. But there are things that can stop them from even trying to pull the machine gun. There are things that can stop them from even breathing to be able to think of making machine guns. But as long as you are amongst them and you don't know who you are, you give them power.
Why are they making all these zombie movies and zombie shows?
Bro, they're making all these movies to prepare you for all the stuff that could possibly happen, bro. Do I think the zombie itself is going to be a thing? No. However, I think the zombie apocalypse concept is going to be a thing. Pause. What is the difference between the Walking Dead scenario and the old school Mad Max scenario?
No.
The only difference is the people that's gonna kill you moving real slow. But Mad Max, oh, this is regular people that's hungry, need resources.
So watch your gas.
And know you got resources, and they come to get it.
Yeah. They move much quicker. Yeah, no.
Mad Max, bro. I think that'll happen, yeah. World War Z.
Yes.
They taught us how to stop the zombies.
They did.
There's something that happens when you shut down the nervous system.
There you go.
Zombie or not.
There you go.
I love posting. I love my TikTok family. There's a lot of people who believe that it's all about the numbers. It's not. It's all about the energy. Poof.
This was number 672. 672. And it begs the question about all those other unknown bodies in that graveyard behind this penal jail. How many of those families that think their loved ones are missing?
How many?
And don't know that they've been dropped in a bag in the ground.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get to the truth.
Oh my God.
Not just for your son, but for other children
Lord have mercy.
whose mothers are missing.
I am sorry.
It wasn't your fault.
It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. You did your fault. You did your fault.
Miss Edison, until they do right by here. I'm going to give us one final prayer.
Our God and our Father, we pray now your blessings upon this daily. I pray to God your strength upon us. Pray to God that in this moment that you will let her know.
Bir tane güneş gibi bir şey var. Ne olduğunu bilmiyorum. Hatta şöyle genişleteceğim. Genişletemedim ama şöyle uzaktan şöyle göstermeye çalışayım. Gördüğünüz gibi ne olduğunu kestiremiyorum ve güneşin önünde hep bir perdeleme var. Bu hep açık gördüğünüz gibi. Açık. Burada 3 tane güneş varmış gibi.
Непонятно что. Но что-то оно есть. Смотрите, видите? Вон оно. Какая красота. Тема?
Before moving to the ultimate power of the subconscious mind, we ought to spend a little time looking at what we call facts. Since your birth, much of what you know has been given to you by someone else. You see, your parents, your teacher, society, television, and so on. You have been given the facts, and your subconscious mind has been acting on these facts ever since. From now on, you must question these facts to say if they are indeed really true, or to see if they, if they are indeed really true, or most important, if they are true for you. Because what's the white man's true for him and works for him might not be for you. You see.
Who's this? Who's Doriel? Has anyone ever seen these emerald tablets of Thoth the Atlantean? I know about these. Many people translated the emerald tablets of Hermes, the one that Manly P. Hall talking about right here. Many people done translated that. Isaac Newton, Madame Blavatsky, Idris Shah, but Thoth is Hermes, okay? The Emerald Tablets of Hermes are short. It's a book on philosophy, like as above, so below. You know what I'm saying? Little maxims. This thing gives you all types of weird stories and weird histories on some tablets that's nobody ever seen, like the Joseph Smith Mormon tablets. Can somebody provide these tablets for us? Can someone show us this? This is just a story that people making up. This is really weird to me. I'd love to get some extra information. Doriel says he's the supreme voice of this brotherhood, some great white brotherhood that has these tablets. Where'd you get them from? Can I see them? Can anybody see them? No, no one can see them. You just gonna make a translation of them? Other people gonna make books and get paid off of these books about it? Really weird. I'd love to see it. Please, someone enlighten me about the real Emerald Tablet.
You not my competition. When we would, let me pull something up real quick. I got it in the presentation, but I'm gonna just pull this up on Google. Watch this. Gold Egyptian sandals. Let me show y'all something. You not my motherfucking competition. How you my Why am I arguing? You really distracted me with your inability to discipline yourself. See, that's what it. See, I'm gonna tell y'all the secret of white supremacy, and I'm gonna teach y'all that white supremacy how it really don't exist. You see these motherfucking sandals? Let me flip my screen. Hold up. My phone doing some crazy shit. Hold up. Okay, y'all see these sandals? Do y'all see what our ancestors was walking around in? Do y'all see them sandals? Now look at these ones. These ones got gold on the toes. Egyptian gold sandals. Look at that. Ancient. Now you might say, Pharaoh, why you showing us gold sandals? Nigga, when my ancestors was walking around in gold sandals, I'm not gonna say a specific group of people, but everybody else was in the caves and living like savages. Motherfuckers ain't even know what fire was, let alone us harnessing electricity. So my thing is this. Our intellect has never been superseded. We the only race of people that ever had a golden age. The Pharaoh, the African black man, is the only ruler who ever ruled the entire world and circumnavigated the world with intelligence. Knowledge was the currency. So here's my thing. What do I look like arguing with a white man, arguing with a Chinese man, arguing with a whatever man? And nigga, you not my competition, nigga. You never been smarter than me. You never been harder than me. Nigga, you didn't motherfucking conquer the jungles, nigga. You wasn't walking around with that lion head on, motherfucker. Let's be clear on that. So my thing is, I don't really feel the need to wake up every day and argue with a nigga that's not my equal. And I'm not saying you less than, but you damn sure ain't superior. So no other race of people have ever established a legitimate, righteous spiritual system No other race of people have ever brought their race into a golden age. And no other race of people have achieved the intellect of black people. Period. Black people got so smart that aliens came to the motherfucking planet to see what the fuck was going on. That's how smart we became. So when they hide our history, and when they get to trying to tell us we come from slaves, now you know why. Because they want you to feel like you gotta overcome a motherfucker that's not your equal. That's like your grandkids trying to tell their grandparents that they come from slavery. How? Your grandparents the one that bought the fucking house?
To be a humanity, because humanities are slaves that feed him with your goddamn thoughts. They said that shit in Class of the Titans straight out. We're dying because the humans aren't praying to us. What you calling gods and those who are in a higher position than you are draining the shit out your ass. You calling them creators and all this mystical shit. What if for a moment you listen to the basic shit that everyone says, that you're God? So you chose to have a human experience for you to learn, for your particular reason, not for this whole, maybe there's a whole collective humanity thing. And I believe that, and I'll tell you why and how that would manifest. But you're here because you're God too. You're a part of that divine spark which makes you in control. So when you say, I don't want to be here no more, job well done. You're not a slave. It's time for you to go.